Hey ladies and gents, this is Isdois coming to you with a review of Mythic Legion's Freyja of Deadhall. And I'm here with my friend Superdad2 from the boards. Say hi, Superdad.
Hi, Superdad.
That's, I think, a Rowan and Martin laughing joke, so that really dates you, doesn't it?
It does. And if I'm dating myself, I know I've always got a sure thing.
All right, so a couple of old men here bonding over Mythic Legion's action figures.
Personally, I like to use the pronunciation Freyja as opposed to Freyja, but there's that.
Freyja. I don't know. She's a Norse goddess, I think, or an ethereal being or a supernatural person. So, anyway, I'm going to use the Mexican pronunciation for her name, and I'm going to read her bio now. So, it says, the name of the legendary warrior Freyja of Deadhall has been both feared and lavished with glory throughout the ages. Relegated by many to the realm of ancient myth, her terrifying ability to repeatedly resurrect herself frightens friends and foes alike. An ally of Attlus the Conqueror, she is believed to command an army of unstoppable warriors with abilities similar to her own. Despite her willingness to join forces with the band of the Noble Bear, Freyja's power and methods have been a point of contention even among her own allies. So, she's a zombie.
She's a zombie? Or is she like a Valkyrie that can raise the dead? Because, weren't the Valkyries supposed to be, Norse, carriers of the dead or something along those lines?
Right. My understanding are that the Valkyries, and she looks like a Valkyrie. It doesn't say that she's a Valkyrie, but, she's got the winged helmet and all that, and the hypno boobies.
Hypno boobies. That's going to be hashtag hypno boobies.
And so that's what I'm guessing that she is, and I think they took the dead up to Valhalla, right?
Yes.
And I think this would also be a good figure that some people will probably use their handy-dandy wing adapters and put some wings on so that she could fly up to Valhalla with the dead and their just reward, for dying in battle.
Now, did the women themselves, did the Valkyries have wings, or did they ride like Pegasus type horses?
I don't know. I thought, and some of the mythology that I've seen, I don't know if it's video games or movies or whatever. I would think they were like angels or demons or something.
Right. I remember one of the figures along the line of the Lady Death figures was like a Valkyrie with wings, but I thought that was a one-off. I thought they rode horses, Pegasus type.
There's a Valkyrie in the Thor movie too, right?
Right, but she rode Pegasus.
It's okay. Pegasus.
Something like that.
All right. So this is a Freyja of Deadhall. Okay. So she's died and she's come back to life, and she's got an army of warriors that do the same thing. So she's, some sort of undead. We've got skeletons that obviously look a lot more dead than she does, but if you look deep into her eyes, you can see that her soul is dead.
Yeah. But she looks pretty spiffy with those disco boobies.
All right, get a handle on yourself. She has something which none of the other figures have, and that is sort of a mean look on her face. A lot of the other women are just impossibly beautiful and hot. And she is, in a way, this is my own opinion, but it's RBF. Do you know what RBF? I won't spell it out, but some people will know. She just looks like she's not happy with you. And if you cross her, there's going to be hell to pay. So I can see why, the clan of the noble bear would be very uncomfortable having her around, especially since she's been dead before. That's kind of spooky. And I imagine that she's, she's a warrior, and if you've been dead before, it's probably no big deal to die again.
I couldn't speak from personal experience, but it sounds right to me.
So she comes with this spear. And she comes with, standard spear that we've seen many times before with other figures. She comes with this battle axe, which is another nice weapon for her to have. And very, it's very much like a Viking battle axe, the style of it. And then she comes with this sword as well. And she comes with the weapons belt to hold some of that stuff. She comes with this shield with the wood and the metal, which is a very sort of Viking thing as well. And a little extra furry piece on the top of her cape, which you said that I think you weren't going to put it on, right?
No, I generally don't like the cloth goods.
You don't like...
it does look good, but generally I don't go with the cloth goods because when you pose them with other figures with plastic capes and plastic goods, it tends not to necessarily mesh so well.
Okay. Well, personally, I like the fur. I like the fact that it gives her the a different look, and then immediately, makes you think about the frozen north or somewhere like that. And I think it's good fur in that it looks like, it could definitely be a pelt of a tiny little animal, like a squirrel-sized bear or something that she killed and incorporated in her cape. Her cape is standard cape. I notice it seems to have a little bit of distressing on it, or I don't know what you call it, but it seems like they mucked it up a tiny little bit to make it seem worn.
I'm still ruminating on the whole squirrel-sized bear thing. I mean, wouldn't that make it like a Wolverine? I don't know, a badger, squirrel-sized bear.
No, okay, because if we're gonna have a in-scale pelt for her, she's gonna have to get it from a bear that's the size of a squirrel.
Well, if we're Mexicanizing this thing and Freyja or whatever you said her name is, I guess maybe that's a squirrel-sized bear as opposed to, like I said, a proper badger.
Otherwise, it would be a tiny bear, right?
Yeah.
Because if this was and you know what I noticed right away is that some of this fur is shedding.
Right. So if we're Mexicanizing Freyja or whatever her name is,
Freyja,
perhaps it's a chupacabra pelt. I don't know.
Yeah. So I noticed that some of it is shedding, and I don't know if you can probably comb some of these out so that the loose pieces, won't be coming off, right? Because I just put this on, but it looks good to me. I think
it does. It does look good, and if you're just having it to be among the Mythic Legion crowd,
right?
Yeah, it'll go.
And then from the front, all you see is like a little bit coming out from under her pauldrons. So, looks like she hasn't shaved in a while.
Definitely won that fight with that squirrel-sized bear. That's for sure.
I mean, you get it, right? I mean, if you're a 6 to 7 inch warrior woman and you're wearing a pelt,
yeah, that bear's going to be squirrel-sized.
and if it's a regular sized bear pelt, it's not going to work. It's not going to fit. It's going to be too thick. So, folks, this is faux fur. It's not real fur. No animals were harmed in the making of this outfit. So let me see. So yeah, this is the cape. This is the shield with the new shield clip, which I rather like much better than the old shield clips because I think the old shield clips were a little bit more fragile. It's she's got a simple simple color scheme, but it goes well with some muted tones there. The leather corset. So she's not all blinged out, but she's a shield maiden, so she's more about a battle than she is anything else, fashion-wise, I think. And the helmet does not come off. She's got some very piercing blue eyes, big pupils, and the eyebrows, I think, are what scares me a little bit.
But I think you should
They're
mention
arched.
that the wings, the wings for the helmet are removable, and they can be replaced with like horns or whatever.
Oh, they are?
Yes. So yeah, you're not just stuck with.
Oh, wow, look at that.
You can replace them with some of the horned ornaments.
I don't know why anybody would want to do that, though, since they're such a iconic part of her signature look, right?
But when I got them, I did try some of the others on. They don't look bad. I don't think they're as effective.
There's some other wings. Yeah, there's some other wings, right?
Yeah, but they are interchangeable. Should you choose to do that.
I can't think of another figure that has these wings as part of her accessories, though. I think this is a unique sort of piece for her. But and there's her hair in the back with 3 braids. Looking really good.
Yeah, I really think the Horseman knocked it out of the park. I understand this is a buck, but it's just the way the armor is adorned and the way it wears on the figure. I like these better than many of the others, and of course, some of the other figures that you've already reviewed have much more exotic armor. Yeah. So I really think they did a good job. I'm not big into female figures. You see, I did get a few of them. But I just think they did a great job with these. Right.
Okay, and before we go and close off this review, I'm going to like to say that we are here in Super Dad's kitchen, where one of the most epic occurrences ever in the history of Fantastic Exclusive occurred. And I don't know how many of your old-timers are still around, but this is where Super Dad bent the pan with his bare hands. And there was an individual who went by the moniker of King Knuckle Dragger, who was on the boards constantly bragging about his feats of strength, like I guess flipping over Volkswagens and tearing phone books in half and bending pans. And did he put up a picture of a little pan that he had bent?
He did.
Yeah. And
I had no idea Izzy was going to get into this.
Don't be modest. Super Dad.
And keep in mind, with the time that's passed, I certainly couldn't repeat that today.
Bent that pan, crushed King Knuckle Dragger's soul, and he was never heard or seen from again. I think he was on some other boards complaining that people on the Fantastic Exclusive board had been mean to him. But that happened right here where we're doing this review, folks. It was the most epic thing that I'd ever witnessed, and I
But we digress. Getting back to the figures.
That's a huge digression. We're done with the
amazing figures.
Yeah, we're done with the figure. We're done with the review. I just wanted people, some old timers from the board to think back to the, good old days when there was that cool back and forth. And sorry, King Knuckle Dragger, if you're still out there, you got owned. Because your pan was nowhere near as thick.
With age and time, I can't even bend the rules these days. So,
well, I could never bend a pie plate, so I was living vicariously through your grand feats of strength. So, all right, that's enough. Is the Wiz signing out. Say bye, Brian.
Everybody have a good night. Thanks so much. SD2 out.